4, 5 big red lights. It is now foot to the floor and pedal to the metal as here go all 13 drivers towards turn 1. Do they manage to get through cleanly side by side? Almost no, it's up all the way through. I see a little bit of contact between the McLaren and Twinkie, but it's fairly stationary across, as that is also Twinkie going in the back of Ricciardo. I don't think Zach Brown's going to be very happy with how this Red Bull's treating his papaya cars, but Twinkie, not a bad start, I don't think. We'll have a look at the position change. Yeah, Twinkie up 4 positions is quite a big position gain. Sophie Jens up 2 positions, getting past Ricciardo and Weeby. Jens having to defend quite hard there from Ricciardo. Ricciardo on the inside for the switchback. Oh, sorry, that was Jens. I have no idea what I'm talking about. What? Jens is in P4, Ricciardo's in P5. That is something, as we see Bubba going for a move around the outside of one of his friends, not friends on the track, as he tries to make a move on the outside of turn 1. Can he do anything? I don't know, but we'll have to jump to the front as there's a fight going on between Jens and Ricciardo. Actually, no, they just switched positions. Not much of a fight. We'll go back to this then. Oh, we go on board with Bubba as he drifts through turn 1. He was trying to get past Weeby. He's now behind Twinkie. And he's nearly getting passed by Max here, who's getting passed by Furious Happy. Pushed wide is Furious Happy. Bubba's disappeared. There he is. He's spun out on the exit of Jens corner turn 4. He's all the way down to P12. Now down with Furious Happy, who I'm sure was probably caught up with that. Max here's come out alive. Looking at our front 3 again, we'll go through the chicane of what is, I don't know, turn 23 to turn 24, and that is a massive overspeed that Dear Alex has got, and a beautiful camera angle to watch him make that move with the helicopter cam. You see Dear Alex making the move quite nicely, but that is the DRS detection point before this DRS straight, so Dear Alex will have to suffer with no DRS, whereas the 2 behind him will have a beautiful toe, will jump to the entry of turn 1. What can they do? Oh, that's close as Dear Alex defends it like a demon. Pink Web having to stay behind with a bucket of popcorn, but that bucket of popcorn has got some spice in it, and yeah, Pink Web is very close behind it. I wouldn't be surprised to see him make a move sooner rather than later. Maybe try and settle into a bit of a rhythm as we look at the Twinkie train. What can anything happen here? Can Schumacher do anything? Doesn't look like it, but Max here goes to the inside of turn 1 on the Red Bull. He'll be on the outside for turn 2. Gives Twinkie a hell of a squeeze. Means he gets past, but Twinkie does get spun around. I'm sure that'll end up in the stewards' room, as I'm not sure whose corner that was. I didn't have the right angle. Give him that extra boost. And here he comes now, round towards the final corner. The boy Hobnov covers it off very nicely, plays the game carefully, but he does play it well. But another dosage of DRS and another strong dosage of battery down the straight onto what will be lap 13. To the right goes Dear Alex. Now on our screen is to the left. He's on the outside line. Your boy Hobnob will have the inside and covers off the inside again very nicely. But Dear Alex gets that traction down beautifully for a switchback. And as we go to turn 4, your boy Hobnob has to settle behind him. What a move there by the V-car driver. Is on this Grand Prix too. Your boy Hobnob has about 18 points to try and regain, and to the inside of the final corner he goes. Your boy Hobnob making an audacious dive bomb, can't make anything happen from it, ends up getting DRS for another load worth. It is 18 points separating these two, but if your boy Hobnob continues this form, he might be making a move sooner rather than later. I think if Ricciardo is to close up on these 3, it'll be right at the end, but it's not going to be right at the end. Is a move by your boy Hobnob into the final corner. He likes to make one there, doesn't he? He's made quite a few. Little bit of contact between these two, but it'll be side by side as we go across the line onto lap 16 with DRS. Dear Alex will make that move happen again. But yeah, these two going at it. Ricciardo setting the fast lap of the Grand Prix. He's closed a little bit more, but Pinkweb has closed the most, and he is here now. But he covers it off quite nicely, does the Red Bull driver. Schumacher having settled behind, but with DRS, can any of these two do anything? Twinkie trying to make that move back on Emperor to the inside. Not a bad move, covers it off from the switchback from Emperor. Not a bad move, not a bad play there by the Red Bull driver. Now we have Schumacher trying to make a move on the Haas car. Oh! Not enough room provided by the Mercedes. Front wing damage for the Mercedes. It was a little bit tight there. The Haas car was there before Emperor closed the door. I'm sure the stewards will have something to say about that. Not my point of view to comment on, but it was close. It was close, and there is damage. That is an end plate missing. Gives a hard shoulder to Twinkie. Makes a move happen. Sorry, the Aston Martin, not Haas. And then we look into the inside. No, he can't. Has to stay behind. Twinkie almost goes into the back of him. Maybe a little bit of contact made between those two. But the Aston Martin of Schumacher doing the same thing as he did last time. This is what caused the crash last time. And they have made another crash. And they're both into a wall. And it's a fairly good crash this time compared to last time. Yeah, that's not what you want. And more wing damage for the both of them. Furious Happy's flown past both of them up to P10. Whatever he's got, fuel, acceleration, he's using it all. Can he get past the ends now? Looks to the outside, goes to the inside of turn 1. Will be the outside of turn 2. Squeezes Jens a little bit. Jens really wants to defend that position. Managed it on the edge of the limits, but that's what we like to see, the limits. And oh! Very, very close by Jens there on Weeby. Weeby having to back out to avoid contact. Weeby doing well, but Jens with some master defending there. Spacing between them all, even with DRS. I'm not sure it's going to be good enough. Anyone daring enough on the brakes? Doesn't look like it. As we go through the final corner, Dear Alex has won the Grand Prix by about 6 seconds. We jump back, and here comes Pinkweb to the outside. It's really close, 400ths of a second, but Pinkweb ends up P3. Ricciardo gets himself a P4, and it was very, very close. Nearly a photo finish between those two. We'll have a look at Weeby and Jens. Has Jens got anything in the tank? He goes to the inside of the final corner. It's going to be a move made, but he can't calm down just yet. We've still got another little bit of DRS and another corner to exit from. Has Jens done enough? It looks like it. DRS activated on the McLaren now. Is it good enough? It looks like it has been. And oh, Jens had a penalty. So Jens has ended up P6 on track. Good enough for P5, but drops down to P6. That's not what you want for Jens. He made such a masterclass move and such a good plan to get himself ahead of Weeby at the end, but ends up dropping down to P6. Max here has ended up getting himself a P7 in the Ferrari. Not a bad result there for the boss himself. Barbo will come across the line and will end up in P8 as Emperor will get P9. Surviving on a fairly damaged car for quite a while. I'm sure he'll be happy with that. Pascal come across the line for P10, but will end up being P11 on penalties as Furious Happy will get P10. Pascal will end up P11, and then Twinkie will get P12. Our retiree was Schumacher.